Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Cube and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go over how to solve a Rubik's Cube. Now many people might think, oh, you have to be super smart, like you have to know like everything about the cube, like you have to do math, you have to write it all down. No, that's what non-cubers think. Yeah, no. It's just all about list of patterns and algorithms and good memory. That's all it takes. I will be using 2 cubes for demonstration. This one's more showing of different possibilities you could get, and this for actual solving. I'm not the type of person that likes the whole saying the universal language of the Rubik's Cube, but I will still have it above. I will still have the the actual solving of it above, because I do not like saying it. I prefer more showing. Now, let's get down to business. So first, you want to start off with your white cross. We're going to be using CFOP, and I'll make it so easy to understand that literally anyone can understand so quickly. So we're going to start with our white cross, with our white center. If we look around the cube, we have our green and white already in position. For this, we can just turn this side up and we can just look around for the centers to find our green. Look at that. We turn, and now our green center is solved. If you look again, we have our orange right here. But if we try to put it up, it will not be correctly aligned. So there are several ways you can do this, but the best way to do this is you kind of turn this face, the top layer, twice, and then turn this side up. You may not understand that at first, and then until you return everything. Once you turn your top layer, now you have two pairs of the white center done. If you kind of look around, you might find your edges either on the bottom or on the side. In this case, we have them on the bottom. And now we can just easily just line up the edge, and then we can just turn. By rotating the cube back up, it lines up perfectly. Same thing with this blue. And that solves the cross. Now you might get some cases where it's not perfectly aligned. That's okay. We can just do a method called sledgehammer, where you just kind of have to follow along. Just kind of move the top layer, turn this side down, and move this face down in order to pair that up. See? And then you might have cases where they're just kind of just on the edge, like this. Usually you might either have it perfectly aligned or not, or in this case you can just easily insert it. For this case, you can tell that this is not perfectly aligned, but this is an easy fix. You can just turn this side up, turn the top layer, move this side back down so you don't harm this, and now you can just turn this face around 2 times, and now you got your white cross. For now, we're going to be moving on to our F2L, first 2 layers. We're going to be solving both these layers at the same time. You want to look around at the top to kind of see what's available to you, what you can find or solve. I want to solve the red and blue right here. And you can see we have it right here. So we can just turn this side up, turn this, and keep this side down, and now we have these 2 pairs out. Now this side is going up, the white face is pointing up. So now you just want to go to this red, to this blue, to this pair's edge. You want to line it up with the center. So you do not want to turn it to where it will line up. No. You want to turn this away, you want to hide it. See, you want to hide it. Then you can turn this, the top, where the red and blue is, and then you can pair it up, and then you can just bring it back. And then you can just do an insert as following. And that solves the pair. Now moving on quickly, we have our green and red. For this case, you can just hide the corner. You can do it on here. It's more recommended because our centers are right here. So you can just hide, turn the top layer to where this is, and that pairs it up. And you can just insert it like that. Now you might have cases where you might have the top layers with two different colors. This is, we have either a left insert or a right insert. This is a right, so we can just easily insert this by lining up the colors. That solves the pair. Now you might have cases where you end up having it kind of already, the edge already in position, but not your corner. So the best way to kind of do this is to kind of move the corner, take this edge out, and now you have a left pair or left insert, and now you can just insert it just like that. You might have cases where, let's see. So you might have cases where you might end up having this edge in here, or you might end up having like this. If you know the invert sexy move, you can do this 3 times. If you don't, I'll demonstrate it here. That's 1. Hold on. Yeah. And that solves the pair. And now you can just insert it just like that. Now we're moving on to our OLO, orientation of the last layer. For this, we are starting out with a dot. Me personally, I like to kind of like skip the arrow and kind of move on to the line to kind of quickly build my yellow cross, that or whatever comes my way. And I have my line. These are all similar moves. It's just either difference of wide for the dot or the arrow or the hook, or with the line. And now, see, we have our hook. Let's do the algorithm. Like I said before, I don't really like usually talking about the universal language of the cube because I struggle with the words, trying to figure out, because this is R prime, and as well still have it on top. We now move on to our cross. Now you have 2 different cases where you have headlights pointing here in kind of like a chameleon looking, like, you know, because of the eyes. For this case, you want to do the following algorithm as preceded. So that solves the yellow face. Now you might get another case where you might end up having 2 headlights pointing out. For this case, you want to do something similar to a soon. So you want to, then you're gonna kind of act like you want to put this back, this pair back, but you're not. And that solves the white side. Now you might also get a case of the soon or the anti-soon. So here we have the soon. We can just solve as the soon, or the fish, you might know is for old timers. So here you want to start out, you know if it's a soon because the sticker right here is, or the tile, or the yellow side is pointing at you. So you do the following algorithm. That solves the white face. yellow, sorry. Now you might get a case where it's an anti-soon. No. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Okay, just give me a second. So this is an anti-soon. So the best way to know how it is, because if you look back at the front, the sticker is not even pointing towards you. It's moving to this way, it's moving away from you. So you want to turn the top layer twice, and you want to do an anti-soon. It's basically a soon, but you turn the top layer twice. Watch. That solves that.